Hello, Sudoku friends, and welcome to an evil puzzle by websudoku.com. I'm solving this, however, on the website sudokuexchange.com because of their much better user interface. As I said, this is an evil puzzle, and you can find a link to it in the description for this video if you want to have a go at it yourselves. But for now, let's try and see if we can solve it notation free. A couple of sevens blocked down, so we have a 7 here. I see 3 and 6s blocking down and over. So 3 and 6 go here, here, or here. And I also see 2 and 8 blocking across here. So 2 and 8 must go up here in this area, and we have 2s and 8s, therefore, in 2 of these 3 squares here. The 9 blocks here, here, and here, therefore we have a 9 here, and for these squares we are now looking for a 2, 5, and an 8. We can find an 8 for this square because a 2 and a 5 block here. We can find a 5 for this square because 2 blocks and 2 goes here. We had a 2 and an 8 going on up here. Remember now this 2 here blocks up. So here's an 8 and here's a 2. Here we're looking for a 1 and a 5. Speaking of 5s, 5 must go in one of these squares. So that's not a big help. But if these are 1 and 5s, then these 3 must be 3, 9, and 1 more, a 6. So 6 blocks here, one of these is a 6. This 6 blocks over, the 6 blocks up. We are going to have a 6 here or here. And a 5 must go in one of these squares because of this 5 blocks here and here. We are going to have a 2 here or here because of all of these 2s blocking. This is 7 blocks down and this blocks across. One of these is a 7 blocking up. So we're going to have 7 here or here. And that causes me to look over here for a possibility for a 7, finding none. I'm spotting these 2 8s blocking up and down. So here's an 8. And now we have an 8 here, here. And that prompts me to look for more 8s, and I see these 2 8s blocking across. Therefore, an 8 goes here. Remember how we said that an 8 and a 2 must go up here somehow? Because we have 2 and 8 here and 2 and 8 here. Now we have a 2 and an 8 blocking this square. So these 2 must be a 2 and an 8. And since this 1 blocks up here, we know now that one of these must be a 1. We also have 1 possibilities here and here. So none of these squares can be 1s, and this 1 also blocks here. Therefore, a 1 must go here. So 2 and 8 up here, 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking across here. We got a 5 and a 9 in 2 of these squares here. That much is clear. And we got this 9 blocking up and this 9 blocking over. One of these 2 squares has got to be a 9. 3, 4, 7, 9 here. 7, 9 blocked down. This is a 3, 4. 7 must go in one of these 2 squares in any event because this 7 blocks here and here. So having a 7 blocking across here and a 7 blocking across here, we need to find a 7 for one of these 2 squares. And since this 7 blocks here, this is where the 7 goes. 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 3, 4 block down. This is a 5, 6. Over here, we don't really know what we're doing, do we? No, well, you may, but I don't. It is as if I should be able to do something over here. We know one of them must be an 8 because these 8 blocks over like so, right? We also need to find a 4 and a 1 and a 7 for the row. The 1 blocks here, so one of these is a 1, got a 1, 7 here, so this is a 4, 8. 1, 4 here, this is a 7, 8. 7, 8 block here, this is a 1, 4. So complicated. All the more fun though. We do have a 1, however, that must go here because this 1 blocks here and these 2 1s block here and here and this 1 blocks here. So the only free square in column 8 that can be a 1 is here. And that gives us an immediate 1 for this square and for this, and therefore a 5 for this. That's nice because this 5 blocks down, this blocks over, here's a 5. 3, 6, and a 4 now for these squares here. Don't really know what I can do with that information. Here we need a 3, 6, and a 4 as well. So all we can say really is, I think that one of these must be a 6. But we knew that all along. And we are back to our good friends here, the 4, 7, and 8s. Now that we found a few numbers over here, we can see that the 7 blocks over, giving me a 7 here or here, blocking down. So one of these is a 7, which we knew. And now one of these two must be a 7. Interesting fact, 5, 6, 7, 9 to be found for these squares here. There's a 5, 7, and a 6 blocking this square. It must be a 9. And we have a 5 and a 6 blocking this square here, so that's got to be a 7. So this 7 blocks up, and a ghost 7 here blocks up. We got this 7 blocking here and this 7 blocking here. So here's a 7. 3, 5, 6 for these squares here. 3, 5, 6. I don't know what to do with that yet. These two, by the way, are 5 and 6s, of course. And a 3, 4, 9 here now, the 9 blocks down. So here's a 9 here or here. And the others, I don't know anything about. But here we can place a 4 in this square because we need a 4, 3, and a 6 for the row. There's a 3 and a 6 blocking here, so here's a 4. This 4 blocks here. Therefore, one of these must be a 4 blocking over. This 4 blocks over, and this 4 blocks down. A 4 here, and therefore, of course, here. We remember that one of these must be an 8. Now we've taken away this square and given it to the 4, so here's an 8. And that gives us an 8 here, and as we remember, the 2 therefore has got to go here. This 2 blocks down, this 2 blocks over, here's a 2. I fear that this puzzle is going to be one of those rather disappointing puzzles by websudoku.com that is labeled an evil puzzle, but it just doesn't feel that evil to me. Maybe it will end with a trick of some sort. We'll have to wait and see. 3 and 6 here. That's not really possible to solve yet. But as we recall, one of these had to be a 9. It blocks down. This 9 blocks up, and this 9 blocks across. So this has got to be a 9. Now a 3, 6 here and a 3, 6 here. It's 4 in the morning here in Vietnam, and somewhere close someone is singing very, very beautifully. And it's not karaoke, it's just someone singing. Really, really nice. 3, 6, and 7 missing here. 7 blocks this square, 7 blocks this square, ergo a 7 has got to go here and therefore here. And this square must be a 5 now. Wow, she really has a voice. Sounds so nice. We can place a 4 here now because these 2 4s block here. And this 4 blocks here. Because this 4 also blocks here, we know that one of these must be a 4 blocking here. As I said, a 4 goes here now. And a 3, 5, and a 6 for these squares. We have a 5 blocking here. We have a 5 blocking here. So here's the 5. And therefore we have a 6 up here. And a 3 and a 5 for these squares. The 5 blocks up. Here's the 3. Here's a 5. This 3 now blocks here. Therefore, this must be a 3. And this a 6. Now we have 4 and 6 blocking here. 4 and 6 go here and here. And therefore, this must be a 3. We also have a 3 here and here. Here we have a 6 and a 9. The 6 blocks over, giving me a 9 here and a 6 here. Here is also a 6. And we need a 6 here. My confidence level goes sky high now that I can solve this puzzle without notation. Here we're looking for a 9, and therefore a 9 here and here. We remember that one of these had to be a 4. We now know that this is a 4. We don't have to analyze that any further, and therefore we also have a 4 here and a 6 here. This square can only be a 3. And we need one more 3, yes, and it goes here. A 1 and a 5. This is a 1. Therefore, we have a 1 here, and we have a 5 here. Yes, if you were looking for something really, really evil, this isn't it, I'm afraid. But it's a nice little exercise that we can use to hone our notation-free solving skills, isn't it? Thank you for watching, and bye for now.